على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني ويفقهوا قولي Surat naba uh, which is the 78th chapter of Quran Kareem, and this is the start of 30th para. The important theme of this Surah Mubarakah is that the day of resurrection and hereafter, and the main response in this surah is mentioned about that how real is our life after the death. Before going into the deep study, first we will have a look on the background of this Surah Mubarakah. Uh, One of the biggest criticism of the Makkah peoples was that they were disagree with the day of resurrection or any life which is to be regenerated or which is after our deaths. They don't believe that how is it possible that once we will die and our bones and becomes a part of soil and we become um, decomposed totally. How can it be possible that a new life will be generated and we will regenerate it? That is impossible. In fact, if we look into the doctrine of Islam, basically, the first one, which is Tawheed, oneness of Allah, and the other is the Prophet, peace be upon him, was as a messenger, that Muhammad, peace be upon him, to accept and believe that he's as a messenger. And the third one is that one day we will die and that will be the day of end and we will be re-established later. In the three concept, the people of Makkah believe that there is a God. That is not that they don't believe on the God. They have their gods. 360 idols they have. They worship them. But problem is that they do not accept there should be a one God, and they never accept that that God is divine. The other criticism was that they agreed that Prophet, peace be upon him, Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a pious person, full of wisdom, honest, and he is a religious, he is a nice person, a respected person of the society, which is trustworthy. But the problem is that they raise the question, how is it possible that the Prophet, peace be upon him, has been granted um, prophethood? How? Why he is the only person? Why don't any other person of our um, tribe, which is more wealthier or which is more powerful, which have more experience, why Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the Prophet of Allah? And the third concept was they make the fun of the concept of Day of Judgment, and they will be asked about their deeds and they will be held accountable what they have done in this world. That was um, totally a mockery for them. That's that sounds totally untrue, and they don't believe it. They don't want it to believe it at any cost. And sometimes they make so much fun that they ask the question to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that is it When the day of resurrection will come? Can we know the time? Can we know the place? When, how we will come to know that it's going to be happen? And this surah is the response and reply to these mockeries and these foolish questions that what they were asking. So Surah Mubarakah started from Amma yatasa'alun. Yatasa'alun, Amma, about. Yatasa'alun, they ask, they inquire, they know, they are asking. Anin naba il azim, about a very big news. Very big news means that's a very important news which will shake everything. They are asking about a very big news. الذي هم فيه مختلفون, and they are have different opinion about it. That means that they inside is also mm, there is a contradiction. The some of them are agreed that it will happen, and the others are disagree. No, it's not possible. Kalla sayalamun. No, but kalla, that is a that is the when we kalla here is to uh, give full emphasis on this, full with full negation that 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 impossible. They will come to know. Summa, again they have repeated that it they will come to know that kalla here is to show important how how much emphasize on this thing. It shows the importance and emphasis of this phrase that surely, definitely, must they will come to know. There is no doubt in it. That's 100% true that they will come to know. Alam naj alil arda mihada, that that we have created the earth as a bed, like we make the earth like bed for you. That means that Allah have made the earth with a lot of comfort. It makes its surface smooth. It makes its surface to live on it, because the other planets, although they survive, but their their surface is not appropriate or favorable for life. But why he he offer earth to us? He make it possible for humans to live on it with all the necessary and required needs for human. Wal jibala awtada, and mountains like pigs. They insert the mountains into the earth like pigs, that they go into deep into the crust of earth and they hold it basically to a focused point. There are massive roots and they maintain the isostatic balance of this world, this earth. And it also acts as a shock absorber. And we can study it further with the knowledge under isostacy, where we can find further arguments. وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, Allah built all the human in the form of pairs. Women, men, earth, sky, sun, moon, day, night. In this way, many, all the generations, all the living things have been created in the form of pairs, and that is the most blessing. That's a very big blessing. If there's, for example, if we imagine for a while that there's only one gender, then how will be the life, what will be the purpose, how the life goes on. And this is the way Allah have created so systematically, with full of smartness and intelligence, and full it has a full plan for everything, that things are working together in a coordinated way. وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا, that He made the rest. One of the another blessing is sleep, because it regenerates our cells. It gives us a fresh life. And night is like a clothes. Night, how the night is a cloth? Because when we are tired from whole day worriness and tensions and all the activities of our life, it is night which gives us comfort. It covers our all stress, it covers our all fear, our tensions. We just put ourselves on the bed, and when we go to a deep sleep, all of the uh, hurdles or heaviness of whole day is just disappear. And then he said, I made the morning so that you can go and earn money and earn your resources. He made the seven skies. That is another blessing, that every sky have their special environment. Their temperature is different, environment is different. And sun, how sun is important for us. Sun is a source of light which is giving um, energy to the plants to make their food, and we are eating that food. They are our food actually. And sun is how important here, that he gives us light for day and night, for growth of plants, and for ourself sun is for our life sun is so much important. And then the water he thrown from the sky, and all the vegetables and plants grow, and they become the food for all living creatures in this world. And then he make the beautiful scown gardens. And now, after telling these all creations of Allah, Allah said, if these are real, if you believe that you can see them and they are in your approach, and you can analyze them, and you admit that they are true, in the same way, equally it is true that day of resurrection and hereafter will have to come. You have to face for what you have did. You will be accountable for what you have done. And if the one who can born you, who can create you, once he is have equal ability, there is no difficult for him to regenerate you, to re-establish you. And now the next part is going to be start where Allah said, then when the trumpet will be blown, when how will the start the day of resurrection? What will be the situation, and what will be the scenario? Here he said that the sound that you shall come forth in multitude. That how it will start? A sound will come with multitude, and the sky shall be opened as if there were doors. The mountains shall vanish as if they were. That's when what will happen? The sky will open. First of all, the trumpet will be blown, and then the sky will open. The sky have doors, and it will open. And what will be the situation of the mountains? The mountains will vanish and bloat. Inna jahannama kana mirsada. What is mirsada? Mirsada is ambush. It's a very um, it's like if if we try to get from one trouble, there's another trouble is waiting for you. You will continuously um, captured by different one to another troubles or another difficult uh, exam or trials. If you come out from one, the other one is waiting for you. لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا. That's mean to become home for transgressor. لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا. That is the home. That is the place for transgressors. Transgressor means the one they cross their limit. They do not obey their God. لَابِسِينَ فِيهَا أَحْقَابًا. There they shall live for ages. In they shall taste neither refresh nor drink. That is the situation of Jahannam, where what will be their situation? They will have to given bardan wala sharaba. That's mean that's the ugly uh, fluid which come from the injuries. Illa hamiman. Hamimam Vagasaka, Gusaka, that is a wound discharge. Yeah, Hamima, that is their water that they have to drink. Jaza'am Vavifaka, Jaza'am, that is what they have did. What is their deeds? That is the result what they have done in this world. For they never expected to be, and they never expected that they will be treated like that. And this is the way we held accountable to those who reject our revelation. But we had recorded everything. وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كِذَّابًا وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. That's mean everything is recorded. Kitaba book me. أَحْصَيْنَا kept, save, numbered. But that's mean very nicely recorded every kind of their deed. Now they will come to taste that fruit of that deeds, what they have done in this world, and that nothing but increase in their punishment on that day. The righteous will go to the certainly they achieve their heart's desire and they will go to the Jannah. Beautiful garden, they will find their vineyards and young women and their own age. The women with their own age, that it seems more attractive for a person to find a couple of find a woman of find a pair of one part of the pair of his own age. And overflowing cups, they shall hear no vanity nor any falsehood. The recompensation from your Rabb and a gift beyond their account. That means in the Jannah there will be no one talk badly, no one will be backbite, nobody can say hurting words to another, and the one of the best reward which they got in the Jannah for their deeds. That is the compensation from their Rabb for the heaven people. And then he said, رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا. And that is the day that nobody can talk. Nobody have a permission to talk until Allah will give them permission to talk. Khitaba, to address, to say something. Nobody can give the um, supporting sentence for others, or nobody can favor others. Nobody can say something to help out others. And they cannot speak until Allah let them speak, or Allah will let them to address. On that day, the spirit Jibrail, Ruhul Malaikatu से मुराद यहाँ पे Ruhul Malaikat means that that is Prophet the one of the uh, angels which bring revelation to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Jibrail alayhi salam, and the angels shall stand in their ranks. None shall speak except to one whom compensation shall be granted or permission is to be given. And another thing that they can just say right point. That is the Allah. They can, if they talk with the permission of Allah, and what they can just speak right. They don't have. They can deliberately cannot speak anything wrong, or they cannot speak lie. And that is the way they will seek a way to their Rabb. Indeed, we have forwarded you an imminent punishment which lies close at hand on the day when man shall see what his hands have sent forth, and the unbelievers will cry, I wish I could remember merely, I could remain merely dust. Surah Mubarakah is ended with a beautiful lesson that now they are denying the day of resurrection and hereafter. But then what they will say? They wish that they could remain merely a dust. So we will end our lesson today with this um, uh, meanings that at the end we just wish to be a part of dust. I pray to Allah that He will help us to deep understand Allah's verses and what is His meaning behind these verses, and and let her go on the path which is set by Allah, and let us try to apply these verses and their meanings in our practical life. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت استغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.